Morning. Today I feel impressed to ask you a question and would ask you that you think about it in line with what I'll be sharing with you and make a decision. And the question is, in what is your life rooted? Is it rooted in some form of religion? Are those roots deep? Is it rooted in just you? What keeps you standing when life gets tough? What gives you hope and faith and belief when your own is spent? Now, for me, I was born a Hindu. I then went to a Christian, Catholic and Protestant in various times of my life, schools. I then converted to the Muslim faith. And I finally found my soil that suited me in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, don't believe propaganda or bad press until you've checked things out for yourself. I never allow other people to make my mind up for me. I wish to do that myself. And for the last 13 years, I have grown so much. I have found I was able to put my roots down, and I'm not talking about the people in the church. I'm talking about the gospel and how it is explained by our prophet, who is 96 years old, and by his apostles, and by all those who hold positions of authority in the church and are true to our Lord Jesus Christ. And anyone who isn't soon gets found out. And it's like snakes and ladders in life. You can pretend and get to the top, but if it's not real, you're going to slide down a snake and have to start from the bottom again. Now, that's all I ask that you do is really think very carefully what your life is rooted in, and does it sustain you and help you to cope with what is happening in the world. And my faith does that for me, and that's why I'd like to share some thoughts with you to help those who are struggling. And it doesn't mean I don't struggle. You have to struggle, because then you will push yourself to understand what you're capable of, good and bad. And these talks are about finding the light within you, about finding your way of progressing. Now, this is a poem was found on the wall of Mother Teresa's room. For those of you who don't know, Mother Teresa was a nun, I think. She went to India. I don't know her whole background, but she worked in Calcutta with the poorest of the poor for her whole life. She was such a loving and giving person, and such a true disciple of Jesus Christ, that I think this is a good place to start. And remember, it doesn't matter what your religion is called, it's how you live your life that really matters. I chose our Lord. You don't have to, you just have to choose how you live. Now here she says, anyways, is the title. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. This I can testify of personally. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about any of this, but you can do it. That's me, actually. Now we're going back to Sister Teresa. If you are successful, you will win some false friends, and some true enemies. Think about that one. Succeed anyway. I can also identify with this. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. I've had that happen to me so often, but I still try to be honest and frank anyway. I can't be otherwise. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. That's another one that affects my life, applies to my life. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Now, the wonderful thing about that is how true it is. And you're not doing things to get the glory of people saying, oh, you're wonderful. There's nothing to do with it. You do it to put what I call credits in the bank of life. And when people say, well, why are you so kind? I say, well, it's selfish really, because if I'm kind, then somebody might be kind to my child when my child needs a kindness. And it's putting credit in the bank of life, because there might be a time when I can't do things and I need to draw on that credit, and the Lord will send somebody to do that. All right, I'm going over to the time. I wanted to keep it to 5 minutes. Let's finish with, Lord, teach me to pray, that I might learn to pray, love to pray, feel the need to pray, and pray more often. Prayer is thanking God for what you have, asking him for what you need or want, seeking his guidance and his thoughts on what you want to move forward. If you get a good feeling, generally it means go ahead. If you feel unsure, then don't do it, because it's not going to get you there. The Lord is in our lives. We just have to acknowledge him. And please, please, listen to this with an open mind. Thanks very much for listening.